by Paranormal Inc. right here on WLFE DB Radio.
Well, we're back.
We are back. It is Sunday.
Welcome to episode 16 of Step Into the Paranormal.
We survived the big Armageddon of 2020. The snowstorm.
Snowmageddon. That's it.
Snowmageddon.
So what'd you do last night?
I had a good night, man. How about you?
I had a blast, man. So to tell you guys what we were doing is last night we were up in Columbia, Pennsylvania, at a place called the Samuel Miller Mansion. This is hosted by Tours on Locust.
Tours on Locust.
So,
Amy and Chris. What's up, guys?
Let me go to one of these buttons. I got too many buttons here. I think it's that one. Yeah, there you go. Look right there. So they're all over our Facebook page, but we had an amazing time last night. So what we're going to do is we have some actual evidence that we want to present to you guys. For your thought, your process, tell us what you think. I'm kind of watching in the watch party. Hi, Roxy. I see you there. Hi, Jody. Hi, Maria. There's a lot of people. Jeezy peasy. There's like 20 people in here. I can't say hi to y'all. Hi, y'all. So let's start with the first part that just had to be done between me and Ernie. So you apparently asked the spirits downstairs to do something. What did you ask them to do?
I had my group in the basement. We were running several experiments, and on one of the devices I was running was Ovilus, and it said something. I said, "Do you know who's upstairs?" And the Ovilus said, "Friend," which I was assuming you. So, what else? No. I said, something that said upstairs.
Okay.
It said, the Ovilus said upstairs. Then it said friend. So I said, if you know my friend Dave, I want you to play a joke on him. We'll think it's funny. I said, I want you to go upstairs and I want you to touch him behind his right ear.
Okay, so on my side, I'm actually recording, and I'm upstairs, and we're about 40 minutes in, and running the Echovox, etc. And I actually was recording, so I'm going to let you hear what happened. Somebody touching my head right now. Is there somebody touching my head? So something just touched my head, and I said it 3 times.
Well, the funny thing is, Dave radioed down to me and said, hey, we got some kind of activity going on. I forget exactly what you said, because prior to you going up, I told you what was a hot spot for when I was up there. And then I said to Dave, did you have anything personal happen?
And I'm like, absolutely. And I started telling him, he said, did you have anything happen? And I said, oh, yeah, somebody had said this, they were touched, and somebody said this. And he goes, no, anything personal. And I said, yeah, something touched me on the back right of my head. And he actually was going through the radio, and his whole group heard it, did some moves and ahs. I didn't realize. And all he went was, okay. Well, I came downstairs, and, what was all that about? And he's like, where did it touch you? And I'm like, right here on the head, right behind my back right ear. And he's like, I asked in front of my group for that to happen.
Now, one amazing thing I do want to say happened, and I want to say this before I forget and before we get anybody on the line. There was a young man there named Colin that we're going to be speaking with shortly, and I believe it was his girlfriend, young lady. I can't remember her name right off. So we was asking questions, and I got a response on the Ovilus that said the name Mary.
Okay.
I asked, is anyone in the group named Mary? They said no, and then I said, Mary, are you here with us, or who are you? And it said Reed, R-E-A-D. Well, Colin's girlfriend was like, oh my goodness, my mother's name is Mary Reed.
Oh, nice.
Now, Reed was spelled differently, But when working with the obelisk, you have to understand as many of thousands of words that are programmed in. Whatever word is going to be brought to audible sound or text is going to be the word that's saved in the base. Like if you're, like when you're text messaging and you'll say there, and you mean ERE, but it'll come up like EIR. It works as the same way. But coincidence, evidence, who knows? But it was just so funny that the two people standing right in front of me, it said the girl's mother's name.
Sorry, the way I'm... all right, first of all, Ernie's new name is Muffin.
Oh,
okay. Second of all, Ernie, Jeffrey Scott Lepper says, Ernie, you're not an attractive man, LOL. And he goes, he knows I love him.
If for those of you, that's Jeff Leeper. You've seen him on, remember Paranormal State?
Yep.
And I believe, come on, Jeff, text in what other shows you've been. It's been so many, I don't want to mess them up. But, hi, my name is Jeff. That's his favorite line.
Oh, geez. Hold on. Amy's having problems getting into the link from PI page. So I'm going to actually send her one from Step in the Little. So keep talking for a moment, please.
Keep talking for a moment,
Yeah,
please.
babble for a moment.
So I guess he says I babble. But, anyhow, with Jeff, we're looking forward to seeing you again, man. You are one good-looking fella. And if anyone sees the pictures I posted of you and I, they sure will agree with me. My tech guy's having difficulty over here.
Running slow. Okay, there we go. Share.
All right, this is what I'm going to do. Our first guest that I'm going to call is a lady named Donna that we met last night. I believe she's from the area of where we were last night. It was her first time ever on a paranormal investigation, and I just want to hear what she has to say. You know what I mean? See if she, So give me a second to dial her number here.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated
And
voice
Donna's phone is off.
Donna's phone is off.
And Donna is calling me.
There you go.
Donna, how are you,
There you
dear?
I'm good. How are you? I'm sorry I missed your call.
No worries, no worries. He was actually still dialing you.
I was still dialing you when I was getting ready to hang up.
Oh, okay.
All right, so let's start with your background. How many times have you been on ghost hunts, and how long have you been into the paranormal?
I've never been on a ghost hunt in my life, and paranormal I've been into. I've always been interested in it, but I've never really done anything with it. I mean, I've listened to shows and listened to like George Norrie and things like that.
Oh yeah, Coast to Coast AM.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Coast to Coast.
Yes. Good
Okay,
show.
so I don't know if you're watching, but we're on live video as well, so you're being broadcasted. But I was actually filming last night when we were in the basement. So when we were actually getting some experience, tell me about what you saw, what you heard down there.
Wow. I know you had put up a couple, I don't even know what they're called. I was holding...
That was a millimeter you were holding.
Okay. All right. I was holding that millimeter, and then you had placed one down on the...
And that was a
REM to the right.
That was a REM pod. So when I handed you the millimeter, what was happening with it?
The lights were going off on it, and like we'd ask a question, and it would light up.
Okay. Now I'm playing a video right now, and I'm talking a little bit over it. But if you, I'm
That's
gonna be real
cool.
quiet for a sec. But it is
All
playing
right,
through the video.
so one of the guests is actually holding a millimeter. We've now had
what's
3
happening here?
times
She's holding the
asking
actual
for it to hit
millimeter,
the mel, and it's hit
we're
on
making,
command 3
we're
times.
talking, making sounds, and she's asking questions, and it will go off on command.
Can you try again for us?
So green
That's
light
cool.
is just a little bit of a hit, and then if you watch it as it goes, she's actually talking to it and it keeps getting stronger.
Thank you. That was so cool. Do you like when the lights go on? I know they're pretty colors. Pretty colors,
Wow.
yep.
Oh, green and look
Oh,
at
wow.
that. They are pretty colors, aren't they?
Almost like Christmas.
Yeah.
I was thinking Halloween.
Thank you.
Excuse me. So this is where, and I've ended the video. So this is where it really started for my team. So we broke up into 2 teams, and Donna was in my side, and she seemed to be a magnet for whatever was there. So she would ask things that are going on, and later on tonight in the show, I'll show you a different video. It was amazing because she would ask things to happen, and they would happen pretty much on command.
What
I was
was
just blown away.
that? You just answered my question, Donna. What I was going to ask you was, I mean, from the very beginning when we started the seminar portion, I could tell you seemed so interested, and you know, in what we were saying. And I mean, overall, since it was your first time investigating the paranormal, what was your overall thought at the end of the night?
Man, I'll tell you. I had no idea what to expect. I had no idea what was going to go on.
Mm-hmm.
And as this was happening, I mean, like down in the basement, I was just like amazed. I just couldn't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
And then once we went upstairs, I was like, oh my gosh, this is unbelievable.
Right.
I was just, it's hard to describe.
It was. We were very fortunate with the investigation because, like I was saying last night when we were speaking, you know, we've done several events at the same venue. You know, we'll come back and do it again, and you know, like sometimes our first time there, it'll just be
Dead
off
as
the
a doorknob.
charts, you know, active, and then we'll go back a second time, and it's like, wow, is this the same place?
Yep.
You know, I mean, you can't get the activity to act on command sometimes.
Right. So
you know what
can't
I mean?
guarantee what's going to happen. You know, we said that at the beginning. We can't guarantee we're going to show you a ghost, but we can guarantee that we'll show you something you can't explain.
I think a lot to do with it also is the energy that's brought into the place. Last night was a very good crowd.
And a very positive crowd.
Yeah,
which-
very. I mean, you know, of course, everyone comes for the spook factor portion of it. You know, they want that little scare or whatever. But the good thing with last night's crowd was it seemed everyone was there for the same reason, and it was the sincere interest of the paranormal. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
I wasn't looking for any kind of a spook factor or anything like that. You know, and especially for me to be able to go upstairs. I mean, I'm really afraid of being closed in places. I wasn't scared at all.
Right.
I mean, I was just so into, you know, what could possibly take place.
Right. I mean, and see, you have to keep in mind too the scientific aspect of it.
Right.
You know, like Ted from Paratalk Radio, he brought up a good point when we had him on the show, and I just want to explain for a minute what he meant in case anyone was confused. Like, you know, sometimes it'll be just 2 of us in a room. We'll be asking questions and recording, and we'll get a response from a voice that was not in the room when we, you know, roll the tape back. Now, to me, that's pretty clean cut. You know, it's a good source of evidence. But what Ted was trying to say, yes, it's something we captured. Okay? It's something or someone that wasn't there. However, even though we have that piece of evidence and we can hear them answering our question, how can we prove that it was an actual spirit or ghost or whatever it was that answered us?
Absolutely.
You know, because I had some people privately ask me because they were kind of confused by his statement, and I was trying to explain to them, yeah, we captured something, but even though we captured something that wasn't there, we still can't explain exactly what that was that responded to us. We just don't know.
Right. Who, what, when, we don't know.
Yeah, you know, but Donna, we got a couple more people to get to.
And we appreciate you, everything you coming with us. Thank you for your support.
Yes, we really, really appreciate
and
you.
thank you for your time.
Calling me back. And
But did you have a good time there?
I had an awesome time, and I'm looking forward to going up to York. And when you guys are back in town, I'll be there.
we will be there on March 14th. If you go on YorkGhostTours.com, follow the link to the tickets, and I guarantee you will not be let down. That is an amazing location. We've been there, twice?
Twice now.
2 times already.
Now, with the Samuel Miller Mansion, would you recommend people going there?
Oh my gosh, yes, most definitely.
Awesome.
It was an awesome evening.
I
was blown away.
I actually spoke to Amy this morning. We're working on having another event there in the near future, so just stay
tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned on our Paranormal Inc. page. We post not just our events, but anybody that has an event or whatever is
welcome to.
Yeah, and that way everything.
Donna, God bless and thank you, hon.
Thank you
we
for
appreciate
calling
it.
in, Donna.
You too. Thank you so much.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See you soon. Bye.
All right. Very nice. Very nice.
So I definitely want to get their opinions and how they do it along the way too. So, but like I say, the Samuel Miller Mansion, it was just awesome. And Amy and Chris, we love you. You did great. Put on a good show. They had food, snacks, some adult beverages too for those who come. Had a really good time.
Right.
So who's next on our list?
We are going to give Colin a call.
Oh, lovely. Now Colin was wandering around with Ernie, but he had some definite things that happened.
Hello?
Colin.
Oh.
How you doing? It's Ernie and Dave.
How you doing? I'm right here.
All right, you're live on Step Into the Paranormal. Just so you know. Hey, how you doing today, man?
I'm great. Just enjoying my nice Sunday, and I was very excited to do this.
Oh, that's awesome. Hey, we're just going to start off real basic, man. Would you give us some thoughts on last night? Did you have fun? Was it what you expected? Not expected?
Were there any surprises?
Oh, it was unbelievable. Well, it was like a last minute thing because the group I was with, they're like, "Oh, would you want to come to this paranormal thing?" And I was just like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" And I didn't know what I was expecting, but I came in there, I came out thrilled, and I had a great time. Had my mind blown, frankly, and it was unbelievable the different experiences I had. Seeing the different gear that you had was engaging and really cool to see.
Nice.
Now,
one of the things, Colin, and you can vouch for this, at one portion of the night we were in the basement and I was running the Echo Vox and Colin started really getting into it. So he was asking some questions.
All right.
And I forget the exact question that Colin asked, but he asked a question. He got immediate response. A male voice immediately responded over the Echo Vox. And when I instead of just constantly saying, you or hey, I asked him, I said, I'm sorry. I said, what is your name? And he said, Colin. And I said, okay, Colin. And then the Echo Vox said Colin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that was pretty, because at one point, what I like to do when the guests start joining in an investigation and participating and asking questions, I like to watch their faces.
Yeah, but when the
spirits
jump in on the guests, that's a little different.
At a certain times throughout the night, I could tell he was I don't mean freaked out in a bad way, but caught off guard with some of the responses we were getting.
100%. With that particular thing, I remember that. I can't remember if it was in the basement or we were upstairs or what, but I remember we were there, and my hand, I felt something on my knuckles. I felt like the slightest bit of touching. You're like, oh, okay, I know, that's in everything. Then I felt I can only describe it as my fingers were being slightly pulled apart.
Right.
And I was like, this is a thing happening right now.
Nice.
And you're like, what's your name? And I said, Colin.
That's it.
As soon as I said Colin, that thing said Colin as well. And I was like, oh, that's a thing.
Wow.
I was definitely caught off guard. I didn't expect it to. I don't know if any spirit knew my name or
Right.
whatever was going on.
Yeah, the intelligent haunts that can flip you out a little bit. But
Yeah.
were you up in the attic when in that window when we were getting all that activity?
Was that the two lights?
Yep, the two flashlights. All right, so I'm going to run a video. It's going to be quiet for your side unless you're watching on the website. But I want people to actually see this. This was pretty wild. It's about a 4-minute video. I'm not going to run the whole thing, but we were running things, and things were coming on and off on command.
All right, I'm going to make it tricky for you.
So right here, we're actually upstairs. There's
The
a
toy
window.
That's there with the
has
green,
no way in, no way out except for
yellow,
this
and
window.
red lights.
We have a REM
Can you
pod,
make
a
just
millimeter,
that light up?
a K2, and 2 flashlights up in the window.
Oh, it did, and it did spike.
Fan
Yes.
frickin' tastic.
Stop. Please. I think the amazing thing about this
getting
video
cold in
clip
here.
was
Very
Are you making the temperature drop? when they were on, Yeah, as it's soon as clear, I would okay, say too. stop, they would all go off on command. Do you like my, And at one my friend point, Michelle being here with I us? said, can you light everything up?
Aw.
It lit everything
you.
up.
And did you notice it was the only
Asked
the one
it to
to
go
the left?
off, it went
the
off.
one
And
near
then
you.
I said, can you
That's
just
the one
light
that I
up the
like,
K2?
too. I love the REM.
And just the K2 lit up.
This is amazing. So I'm going to actually have these up on our YouTube channel.
Answer my
in their
question
entirety.
again. Is it
And
okay
there's
if I
actually
come
3
back?
videos.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So that way you can actually hear them and see us without everybody talking over. I've also sent them over to Amy
Ah.
The
and
lights
Chris
are
as
gone.
well. But
Did
you can
you-
watch. One of them's like 8 minutes. One of them's like.
Did you
4
know that
minutes,
I'm a
one of them's
muffin?
Like 3 minutes.
That's an
They're
inside
taking the basement and up to the 3rd floor.
We were doing a live video tonight on the way up, and somebody told me I'm a...
Stop that one. So you can watch those in their entirety
What,
on our YouTube.
What was your favorite part of the night, Colin?
Favorite night. Well, the entire time I had a blast, but I'd say the eeriest, I'll say the quote scariest night was when we were in the upper part. I don't say it was the attic, but it was definitely the upper part of the house.
Mhm.
And it was me, it was my girlfriend, and it was her dad. And we were chilling there, and you said, forget, you had the blue, was it the ghost box? The blue thing with the light all around it? You had that set up, and we were talking, and the dad lit up, like walked away, and we're like, and I said, oh, it's just like in the horror movies when it's like, oh, the group splits up. And you told me as soon as you looked next to me, or when you looked to me to hear what I was saying, for a split second, you saw an old man's face.
Yeah, I didn't even tell Dave this yet.
Yeah.
It was Colin, his girlfriend, and her dad, and just me. Now, you know the very back, you know where the slave quarter entrance is?
Right.
If you go past that,
Where the police line
that
is.
little,
Yeah.
where the police tape was.
Yep.
We were standing back there, we were running some gadgets, and Colin had his back to the hallway. Now, at one point,
He's a muffin man.
at one point, Colin made the joke like, "Oh man, I don't remember your exact words, Colin, but like this is how a horror movie starts, something along those lines." And as I looked over to him, slightly above his right shoulder, I caught a glimpse, and I can tell you what this man looked like. For anyone that's ever been there, maybe they had a similar experience. It was an older, wrinkly-faced, pudgy-faced man, and he had uncombed gray hair around the sides.
Oh, wow.
And it was like a flash of light. Not, I don't mean literally a flash of light, but a flash of light. I saw it, and then kind of when I tried to focus, it was gone. And I tried to tell Colin without alarming him, like, hey, look, don't turn around, but listen to what I'm about to say, you know. But that quick, it was gone, you know.
Wow.
Yeah. But it was definitely intriguing. We're working on getting back there again, Colin.
Oh yeah.
It was definitely a active night last
Yeah, it
night.
was.
And we
That
definitely want to go back for some more. It was a lot of fun.
So for all the people that are listening, and you're being broadcast all across the United States and literally across the world, on a scale from 1 to 10, the Samuel and Miller Mansion, what would you give it?
I haven't done it anything prior, so I keep that in mind. But I'd give that a solid 8.
Good.
Because going in, I don't know. Again, I don't know what I was going into because I thought it was gonna be like, oh, it's just like I walked in, I saw the lady with the suit, and I saw the dude with like the hat and the white. You know what I mean?
That was
Right.
Chris. Yep.
I was like, oh, okay, it's just kind of like whatever. But I was enthralled. I was invested. I was blown away.
And would you go back there?
Oh, 100%.
There you go.
There you go.
So, and the last question is, did you have a good time?
Oh yeah.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Definitely. Colin, we appreciate you speaking with us, my friend, and we hope to
See you soon.
see you at another event. And just stay posted on our Paranormal Inc. page. We have all upcoming events posted.
Yep. Thank you.
All right, tell your group there that Dave and I said hello and hope to see you guys again soon.
Yep.
Thanks, brother.
All right, man. See you, Colin.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, so
He was a nice kid, man.
Yeah.
He was a very nice kid. I thought he was off air. Dave and I were talking about last night's crowd. When we first got there and everyone was seated and we were getting ready to speak, I was looking around and I was like, this is going to be a tough
it was
crowd.
nervous energy.
It just,
You could tell it was
yeah.
nervous energy.
I was like, no one looked enthused.
Yep.
And I'm like, man, it's going to be hard to work this crowd, to show them a good time. But as the night progressed, man, everybody was just
You
so
could tell they
into
came
it.
down to it, and all of a sudden they got enthused. And the more enthusiastic they got, the more the energy ramped up.
The more the energy
That
picked
was
up.
the amazing part.
All right, we're going to give our friend Andy a call. A lot of you all know Andy
Andrew Darling.
from New Jersey.
He's a Jersey boy.
Ernie.
What's happening,
What's
Andy?
up, brother? You live and wild on the inside with us. How you doing?
Long time caller, first, or what do they say? First time.
Long-time listener, first-time caller. I wish I had a bell
Oh,
to.
sorry, I gotta walk away from my kids. Or
I wish I had a bell to ring.
yeah, exactly.
We're gonna have to get a bell here. So
Ding,
first-time
ding.
caller, we ring the bell.
There you go.
Give us some thoughts on last night, Andy.
You're inside.
You've been on quite a few of these, man.
I thought last night was really active. That place just doesn't disappoint. As you said, I think there's definitely an intelligent haunting going on there. I mean, from the direct responses you get, from asking questions and getting direct responses through the recorders or getting direct responses from the flashlights. Because I've walked back and forth between Dave's group and your group, Ernie, and just kind of see what was going on, and then it blew my mind how much activity was going on last night. And then, later on, myself and Kim, we were with Michelle DeMeo, and we were up on the 3rd floor, and we just happened to be talking, real lightly, and at that moment, my ear got flicked, and Kim's hair got pulled. My left ear, Kim's hair on her right-hand side. We were standing next to each other.
Nice.
Right.
And we both said to each other at the same exact time, like, I just got touched.
Right.
It was almost like one of those ditto moments. And Michelle was like, oh, my God, that's crazy, And
Yeah. I think a lot to do with, I think a lot of the responses and the activity, just based on the 2 times we've been there, and Andy's been there twice for those listening. I think a lot of it has to do with Amy and Chris, who run it, because they're genuinely welcoming people.
Mm-hmm. They're awesome people.
They're dressed in the period clothing.
The energy that
and
they're
just the
bringing in.
way they respond and interact with their guests. You can tell they're really welcoming.
Yep.
And I think that puts just a positive vibe on the whole atmosphere.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
like I said, we've only been there twice, but both times, man, it was incredible.
Well, the first time you and I had a very similar experience that they had when we were up in front of that window,
right where you showed where that video was,
where the second video was.
Right.
Ernie and I were standing doing a preliminary sweep. And all of a sudden, he turns around to me and says, "Dave, did you just touch me?" And I'm like, "No."
Dave was like 10 feet
and
from me.
And because it was completely dark, so I hit a light and I said, "I'm over here. I'm not touching you." And he goes, "Dude, something just tapped me on." And as he's saying it to me, I'm like, "Dude, something's tapping me on my shoulder," and you can actually see my shirt coming out like this.
Right.
So
at that point is
as we're talking about it, we both at the same time heard something coming from my left, his right. We turned with our flashlight at the same time.
We heard footsteps coming
Coming
in the
up on-
room, and Dave and I were the only ones in
On
the
that floor.
in the mansion.
Yeah.
I don't even think Amy was in there. She was out
might have
back.
been. Yeah, she might have been somewhere, but but we turned at the same time. It sounded like it was right there on
Now,
us.
Andy, one good thing. It's funny because you said you were, floating back from group to group. How many times, something will be going on, and I would be like, Andy, are you in here? Because I tell you what, man, that is one dark place, isn't it?
Oh yeah, you turn out the lights there, you can't
Like
see
you
right
said,
here.
I think a lot of the positive energy last night from all the other, people that came
Absolutely.
actually welcomed the spirits. Like, it wasn't anything, like negative.
We
you know,
did
like,
not
there
have
was
one
just
naysayer in the
No.
crowd, and normally there's always one. Which,
Yeah.
I respect that. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
people want to know the truth, and they really want to figure this stuff out. And just everyone was just so intrigued and into it. And
And I think that's why you got such a positive outcome last night from everything, and
Yeah.
it seemed like everybody had their own type of experience last night.
Yeah, and that's hard to come by. I mean,
Yeah.
you look how many you've been on. I don't mean just with us, but in general, it's hard sometimes. You could be in a location. Dave and I have investigated places 8, 10, 12 hours. I mean,
Yeah.
On a personal level, and just nothing.
Had nothing.
Yeah, I mean, and it happens. But I mean, and what I'm saying is, we'll be at a location that we'll investigate. You might have to check it out twice to come to a conclusion. One time will be crazy. The other time will be like, man, is this the same place?
Right.
But I think it's a big combination of everything between the people that were there, the people that run it. It was just a good mix.
Even it was. I was upstairs with Kelsey. I think that's her name.
Yeah.
And we happened to be in that third floor room where there's that kind of that fake window that goes into the mill area.
Right.
And I'm looking over now towards the doorway, and I know I seen the shadow go through, but I wasn't positive, so I wasn't going to say anything, And at the same time, she books it towards the doorway, and I said to her, I'm like, "You saw that too?" She's like, "Oh my God, yeah, I saw that. It was, a medium height shadow just went right through the, from across the doors."
Right.
So I'm like, like there's another valid. You know what
Right.
I mean, like she saw it, I saw it. It wasn't just me.
Well, when we first got there, Dave was downstairs. I'm not quite sure what he was doing. I went upstairs by myself, and I got up to the second level. As soon as you get to the top of the steps, I hung a right. And there's a little offset room. It had like a dresser in it. As soon as I went to that room, I saw about a 3-foot shadow run behind or beside the dresser. Now, I wasn't sure if there was another hallway there or not, so I went around the dresser, and it was up against the wall. There was nowhere to go. Now, as I was exiting the room, I was in the hallway getting ready to go into the adjacent room. I saw the same exact shadow again. And when we were going to the very top, it was before the guests arrived, Dave and I and Amy were up there, and we were watching a shadow, Andy, that started working. It would come up about 2 steps
And then go back.
and stop.
And then go up.
Yeah, and then it would go up and it would stop. And then the last point, it just took off.
It kinda
It come
scurried up.
completely around the wall and then dissipated.
Now we have a question from Roxy. Why don't you guys keep the lights on? You can get the same. You can get the same evidence with the lights on.
Equipment.
The equipment. It's easier to see the equipment going off in the dark than it is in the light.
Right. And sometimes, too, you have to understand, Roxy, our human eyes aren't going to catch the same realm of evidence as the cameras and whatever equipment we're using. So a lot of it works better when it's dark.
Exactly.
The other thing I remember, Dave, remember at the end of the night, I remember I was in the room with you guys upstairs and you were getting all the direct responses with the flashlights.
Right.
And I was standing there at the doorwell and my left hand just went completely ice cold. So I actually walked over to Dave and said, "Dave, feel my hands."
Yes.
Right hand.
One hand
my
was
right hand.
hot. One hand was freezing.
Yeah. We were getting a lot of cold spots in there, though. At one point, Andy, when we were upstairs, At the very top, we were in the room with the window. One of the guests noticed a cold spot. And I actually stood in it, and it was almost like I don't want to say a swirling motion, but you could feel it move. And I stayed in it, just picture like my head being in a cloud. And I actually was moving with it and could feel it moving into the room, but it was moving real slow.
Yeah.
And then it went away. And at one point, we was even tracking the temperatures using different meters. And just the way they were going down, we were watching them without really saying anything. And different guests were saying, oh, my goodness, I feel it getting cold, I feel it getting cold. And it was validating it on the meter. When they would say it's gone, we would watch the temperature on the gauge just rise right back up again. Yep. So, I mean, it was really intriguing, man. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely. To say the least, I mean, I can't wait to go back.
What was your favorite part of the night? Did you have one?
Honestly, I think from the get-go till Kim and I left, it was just nonstop.
Right. How did Kim like it?
Oh, she had a blast too. I mean, things that she couldn't explain, with her hair being, stroked and in my ear at the same exact time.
Right. So my question to you is, after all the investigations you've been on with us, on a scale from 1 to 10, how would you rate this?
Rate the house, the mansion.
I'd absolutely rate the house at a 10. I mean, both times that I've been there, we've had activity, that I've seen myself personally, seen what you guys, seen what you guys have seen, and vice versa. So it's up there, I mean.
Awesome. So,
I can't wait to go back.
That was my next question. Would you like to go back?
We're working on a date with Amy. We just had to make sure our schedule fits with what she had, because they have private investigation scheduled there, so we just have to work the dates in.
Well, keep us all posted, obviously.
You coming with us to the Princess House in March?
I would have missed that place either.
Bam.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun there, man, isn't it?
Yep.
And for those that watch our episodes bi-weekly, Andy that's live with us now, he's actually one of the folks that was with us at the Princess House when we were talking about the door moving, that he witnessed it.
That's the voice you heard on when you heard me on the video going, dude.
Yeah, Andy's the one you hear saying the door's moving.
You hear him in the background going, that door's moving. And then I'm like, that door's moving.
Right.
And we almost at the same time. So.
Right. All right, Andrew, we're not going to take any more of your time, my friend. Please give your best or our best to Kim. And we appreciate you guys coming down and hanging with us last night, man. We always look forward to it. That coffee you brought in, man, that looked pretty good.
What was that?
I said that coffee you brought in, man, that looked pretty good.
Too bad we didn't get any.
Nah, I know. Kim texted me on the way up. I mean, we were just getting ready because it's our ritual since we don't have the store Sheets down here where we live. We always stop at Sheets and get a cup of coffee and a snack.
I hear you.
So just
all right, guys. Well, thanks again.
All right, brother, man. Keep in touch. Tell Kim we said hi.
Will do. Talk to you soon.
See you, Andy.
See you.
He's a good dude, man.
Right. Gary Blankenship says, I've known Ernie lots of years. Haven't seen him for a certain amount of years now. But whenever we're in our teens years, he had the intuitive sense about him. So all this makes sense.
Gary,
another person saying you're psychic, man.
You're the man. Me and Gary, man. Oh, my goodness. How we didn't end up in handcuffs together is behind me.
You know what the difference between a good friend and a best friend is?
Oh, gee. Remember, this is G-rated.
Yep. A good friend will come bail you out. A best friend will be sitting next to you going,
okay.
Dang, that was fun. We got to do that again.
Gary's the one, if we would have ever got arrested for our shenanigans, he would be the one in the jail cell keeping everybody amused.
Dang, that was fun.
I have never in my life met a character like Gary. So, Gary, when we're up the Ohio way, man, we'll definitely have to hook up with you. I'd love for you to meet my man Dave here. And
definitely, bro.
Yeah.
And one more phone call.
One more.
We got time for one more.
What time? Oh, man, this hour's going quick.
Yeah, we've been in it 40 minutes already.
Wow. I knew this was going to, because last night was so amazing.
Yeah, yesterday was just incredible. I can't even say how
I'm getting ready, for those of you that know, I'm getting ready to call Michelle. She's from New Jersey. She's part of New Jersey Paranormal Investigations. So she's a pretty seasoned investigator here.
Jersey girl.
That's why I wore my Jersey hat last night, because
Hello.
all the Jersey
Hi,
people,
pretty girl.
all the Jersey people were there.
Yeah.
What's up, Michelle?
What's up? How are you guys?
How
Really
was
good,
how
really
was your
good.
day in Gettysburg?
It was good. It was a little quiet though. The girls wanted to go shopping, but as you know, a lot of the shops are closed during the winter. So we just had some breakfast at the Lincoln Diner and chilled out, and then came home.
Nice.
Nice.
How long did it take you to get from Columbia to Gettysburg?
Probably less than an hour.
Yeah, we told you
Yeah.
it wasn't far.
Yeah, it wasn't long. It probably would have been a little quicker if it wasn't for the roads. It'd
Right.
been a little icy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we
it wasn't bad.
it wasn't, because we left. Dave picked me up at 3:30 yesterday. And we were in like the heart of the storm going up.
Yeah.
83.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we actually stopped at the rest stop. Then we stopped again at Sheets, and we was still there by 5:20.
Yeah.
And that was, doing 40 mile an hour or whatever.
Yeah.
So it wasn't far at all.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. It took
What-
us a little bit longer, but it
What
was dark, it was rainy, it was icy.
what are your
It's okay.
thoughts? What were your thoughts on last night, Michelle?
We absolutely loved it. Definitely want to come back for sure. I'll be honest with you, I wasn't expecting to have so much activity.
Neither were we.
Neither were
I
we.
mean, the first time in there, I mean, you guys have been there before. Like, we haven't. I've noticed a lot of times when I go into a place for the first time, it just really, there's not a lot going on.
Right.
Right.
You just have to become familiar.
Well,
Yeah.
that's why we added our disclaimer at the beginning. Hey, we don't guarantee to show you a ghost, but we guarantee we'll show you something you can't explain.
And a lot of people,
Absolutely.
and I don't mean you, Michelle. I mean people in general. A lot of people in general, like guests that was with us last night, have never done nothing like this before. They've only seen the TV shows.
Yep.
And,
Right.
they fail to understand sometimes that might be 12 to 24 hours of filming crammed into
30
24
minutes,
24 minutes.
Yep.
So,
Exactly.
when people go to these locations for the first time,
They think
they
things
think
gonna
as soon as
jump
we
out, right?
walk in, somebody's going to get possessed, something, you're going to duck and a glass is going to smash against the wall. And, in reality, it's
Yeah,
not like
it's
that.
not like that.
But,
It's not like that at all.
But-
I mean, in 15 years of me doing this, I think I got one picture out in Devil's Den of a soldier and minimal of like footsteps and voices and things like that over 15 years.
right. Yeah,
So
I mean, it's hard to come by.
yeah,
But last night, it did take everybody by surprise.
it really did.
Yeah,
It
we
really
were
did.
surprised.
Yeah. It was just very. I know Andy was on before him and Kim with the hair and the ear at the same time. It was just we were literally just talking about the arc, about the building and how it was built and what was going on with it and the structure, and then at the same time they're just like, whoa, my hair, my ear, and it literally they looked at each other, they looked at
Right.
me, and it was amazing.
Now, for those that are on my Paranormal Inc. page, Michelle posted some pictures. You'll see me like squatting down in a little cutway of a wall. And what that was, we were in the basement doing different experiments. And one of the guests, I don't know her name, she was over in like the cutway, and she was yelling for me to come over. That, I don't know, she was feeling something or the temperature changed, something like that. Well, I went over and I kind of like squatted down and was just listening and trying to get a feel for the area. And that's when I felt, and Michelle was photographing it, it felt like somebody was taking their fingertip and running it behind my ear, down my neck, like in a north-south
Right.
motion. And it continued. It wasn't just, okay, I felt something. It continued. They kept doing it. Well, then it moved to my ear, and it started doing it, and it was just amazing. That's why Michelle started photographing it, and I handed her my millimeter. I was like, see if anything changes. But we got a lot of that last night with people being touched.
It was the back of the neck. Even earlier when I was down in the basement with you guys, like I kind of blew it off. I was looking at my recorder and I was doing something, but the top part of my neck, I kept feeling like a prickly sensation on the back of it. But, again, I was just kind of blowing it off, kind of letting it go. But, it was several people down in that area with my neck, and even my girls, they were along with, and they had, felt something with their neck as well. So it was just something, with the neck, I guess.
Now, did your daughters enjoy it?
Oh, they had a great time. And we all the way to Gettysburg, we were talking all about it, everything that happened, so we definitely want to go back for sure.
Right.
So we're hoping whether, it's with you guys or we book our team, do a private there, however we want to do it, we definitely want to go back though.
Now, were you upstairs with me in the attic when I was talking about getting touched in the back of the head?
On the first time,
yes.
We were up there the first time, I wasn't. I was downstairs in the basement with Ernie.
All right, so you heard Ernie say out loud, can you touch Dave as a joke?
Yes.
Now, when he radioed to me and said, did you have any personal experiences, what was my reaction back to him? Because I already played the clip on the air.
I believe you had said something, you were touched in the back of the ear or the neck. It was something like that. I kind of stepped away.
He specified on the right side because if you remember when I said, can you go up and touch Dave behind the right ear or something like that.
Right.
But I specifically said right. And it was immediately, Yeah,
that you were touched. And, I was shuffling myself. During that time, I was shuffling myself where Ernie said he was sitting in that little galley where I was taking pictures. That back room was the old feed mill area. So, of course, I was hanging out there and playing in that area for a little bit.
Yeah, they also used to have a toy manufacturing plant there as well. So all over in the basement are the little toys that they made.
Yes, they were there. And actually in the mill, the feed mill area, on one of it was a drum of some sort, a wheel of some sort. There was an animal bone. It looked like maybe a knee bone or a knuckle bone of something. It definitely wasn't a human. It was too big.
Right.
But I was like, I wasn't sure why that was down there, but who knows?
Hey, give your team a free plug, Michelle. Let everybody know what team you're with and where you guys are and how to find you.
Oh, yes, we are in New Jersey. I am with New Jersey Paranormal Investigations. We are out of, it's like Central Jersey area.
Nice. And how do they find you if they need you?
If they want to find us, they can go on. We're on Facebook, Instagram. We are also on Twitter. You can just plug in NJPI. And we'll pop up.
Nice.
You know what? You're going to kick me in the rear end when you see me, but I see stuff from NJPI all the time on Facebook, and I didn't realize that was you.
Yeah,
no, because I'm too busy following your cake and cupcake page. That's why.
hey, listen, they're pretty.
They are, man.
The pretty cake.
They really are. Remember, my birthday's in 4 months.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to make sure I meet up with you then.
I can't believe
mine's the day before Halloween. Easy to remember.
I can't believe that I'm going to be 34 years old.
I know. It's
34 years old, my ass. Pardon me. I'm sorry.
Let him have it, Dave. Let him have
Jeez,
it. Would you start counting backwards at 50?
Oh man, I can feel the love tonight, man. Wow.
That's great.
Michelle, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us.
You are very welcome. I'm glad you guys invited us along. We had a great time and definitely want to go back.
Dave, ask her your final question that you asked everyone else.
So, on a scale from 1 to 10, how would you rate this venue?
Not us. We're talking about
itself.
the venue. Yeah.
Definitely a 10.
Good.
And would you go back?
Yes.
And did you have a good time?
I had a wonderful time.
Now rate us. How did we do?
Oh, you guys are like a 50.
Oh, wow.
Woo, I love it.
Way high.
Are you saying we are like a 50 or we're 50? Because we're 50, right?
You guys are the best.
Oh. We love you,
awesome.
Michelle.
We love you,
if we don't see you beforehand, we will see you at the 2020 Gettysburg Battlefield Bash.
Yes, you certainly will. I will be there.
And tell your daughters it was a pleasure to meet them again. I only met you guys for about 2 minutes at the last bash.
Yep.
I'm glad they enjoyed it.
Yes.
And you guys are welcome anytime that you see an event that you'd like to be a part of.
Definitely.
Fantastic.
Feel free
Thank you so much.
Whether it's your paranormal or whether it's your cupcakes, feel free to post whatever you want on our page.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
And tell New Jersey that I'll see them in July.
Absolutely. I'll let everyone know.
All right, have a good night, Michelle, and keep in touch.
Talk to you, sweetie.
Thanks.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye bye. You're
All right, so Gary's asked me to give a plug. I got to give a plug to my Aunt Melissa's Pizza Shop in Middle River, Looney's Pizza.
Oh, man.
So, Rob, got your back, man. So, and Roxy, yes, you can come. So,
Come where?
to the Lookout House. I think it was Lookout House. One of them. I'm trying to keep up with the conversation as we're going. She needs to name. Rob. She needs to name a muffin after Ernie.
Let me clear this up.
Do we know the Muffin Man?
I'm not going to put nobody's name out there, but I got scarred for life. We did a live video in the car on the way to the event last night. And people were commenting in, and someone called me a muffin. I had no idea what the hell that meant. I thought I don't know. Well, Dave saw the comment when he saw the video, and everyone knows Dave likes to talk.
Oh, yeah.
So, on that note, it was actually a compliment. Thank you. I appreciate it. You know how to make an old man feel good.
Muffins.
But now, that's what they've been calling me since last night. So, anyway. Now, that's it. That's the end of that.
Yeah. So the conversation is asking, have we ever been to the Lookout House?
Oh my goodness! Yes, we was at
World's Largest.
We filmed World's Largest Ghost Hunt at the Lookout House, and Dave wasn't there the first time, but
for the World's Largest I was.
I was there with Lori Johnson from Ghost of Shepherdstown. It was Lori and myself and Pam and Steve, and it was just amazing, man. The Lookout House is awesome.
Yeah,
we got some good. I've been in talks with Pam about us getting back up there. That's an amazing event.
Yep.
Like we were saying, we were there for World's Largest 2019, and it was a really good time.
We're getting Jeffrey and several others asking, next time we do the Lookout House, make sure to tag them and hit them up.
Jeff Leeper?
Jeff Leeper, yeah.
Jeff Leeper. Jeff, you got it, man. I will be talking to Pam this week, so why don't we do this, man? Why don't we have we'll hook up an event with Keystone State Paranormal and Paranormal Inc., Keystone State, and Jeff Leeper will go. How's that sound? Jeff is the man. You guys
got it, brother.
Every show he's on it's just amazing, man. Jeff's such a good guy.
So let's.
Jeff's really good looking too, man.
Stud muffin. But let's let the folks know what we got going on the next couple months.
February 7th, we will be doing we will be doing a free seminar in Glen Burnie, Maryland at the VFW
on Dorsey Road, Glen Burnie. It's
right.
Free.
We that's where it's the Inspired Ghost Tracking, the meetup group. We will be doing a free seminar there. We will be discussing real ghost stories and evidence and revealing our latest evidence, and it's a big interactive event. It's a really good time. It's from 7 to 9 on February 7th. And then March 14th, we will be returning to Pennsylvania, to York. We will be up there with York Ghost Tours. Paranormal Inc. will be investigating the Princess House.
I got to give out a shout to Robbie Clark over in the United Kingdom. He's watching us right now.
What's up, United Kingdom?
He's a friend of mine for a long time ago, Gears of War Xbox thing, and
wow.
We've been friends ever since. I'm actually the godfather to one of his kids. So.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, but he's watching, and a lot of people over in the UK are starting to watch too.
Nice, good deal. So, maybe find us a good haunted investigation over there, man.
He just invited us over there, so
let's do that. Paranormal Inc.'s headed to the United Kingdom. All I got to do is get over my phobia of flying. I'm going to be 51 years old, and I've never been on a plane because I am absolutely...
There's this wonderful new way to do it. It's called Dramamine.
I just got this phobia, man, with... flying and cruises.
Have you seen the movie Weekend at Bernie's? We'll take you through
there.
If
if I can't drive, man, I don't go. I mean, and I've missed out on so much. You know, like now our friends are on a paranormal cruise, and I was asked if I would like to come. And
Amy
as
says-
much as I would, I can't.
Amy says Valium works.
Amy who?
Oh, Amy, Nick.
Oh.
Nicolette.
Oh, hi, Amy. Yeah, man, I just can't do it. I can't do it.
Awesome. All right, so we got a lot of stuff coming up. So I haven't updated our calendar, but I'll get that done probably this week. Ernie, get on the phone. I'm flying, and I'm going to a cruise in 2 weeks.
No, hey, send me a postcard, man. You know,
That's about it.
bring me back a coffee cup. I can't do it, man.
Oh, geez.
I can't. It was funny when we were at the bash. I forget what we were talking about. It was me. I think it was Ted and Scott Porter. And we were talking about because Scott was telling me how many miles he just got done flying, like within the past few weeks, you know, ending at the bash. And, you know, of course, the topic come up, you know, about my phobia. And, you know, Scott was like, look, man, you got two options. You can either drink or you can go to the doctor and get medication and you can get on a plane. But I maybe one day, man.
All right, so I got to give a plug to us. If you look right, wrong finger, that right there. If you go to www.paranormalinc.net, at the very top of the page is two links. One's for our YouTube channel, one's for our Facebook page. If you look on Facebook for Step Into the Paranormal, look for our little ghost logo right here, and you'll see Step Into the Paranormal. Join that, you'll get free alerts. The Step Into the Paranormal Inc. page is a closed page. There's reasons behind that, but
send us a request.
Send us a request, we'll let you in. The Step Into the Paranormal page is not a closed page, so you'll get alerts when we go live. So for all those that are watching the watch parties right now, I know that there's several of them going on. Make sure to join them both and like them both.
Before we wrap up, I want to thank Amy and Chris for allowing us to host the event last night, and just want to give a shout out to Twisted Paranormal and to Dan Class, who's on the Paranormal Cruise right now. Jeff Leeper, you are the man. We're going to hook up an event with Pam and Steve and KSPS at the Lookout House. That would be so much fun.
Oh, yeah,
that would
definitely.
be so much fun. They're such great people. Mike King. Mike King was supposed to investigate with us last night, but got halfway there, and due to the weather, had to turn
coming through the
around.
mountains, yeah, and he got caught up.
So that's just another reason we got to go back to the Samuel Miller, because Mike would love that place.
Yeah, we actually were going up and saw an accident with a rollover.
Yeah.
And there, the fire crew was all in it, but it was an SUV that rolled over, so it was pretty nasty. So I don't blame him for not showing.
Right. Thank you for everybody that tuned in tonight. Thank you especially to everyone that took time to speak with us tonight.
And for coming to.
Yeah, we're glad you had it. Hope you had as much fun as we did.
We had a great time.
Anything before we go, man?
One love to y'all.
We will see you guys in 2 weeks. Stay posted on our page for all upcoming events. And anybody in the paranormal world that has things coming up, feel free to post it there. Yep. That's what it's there for.
Hit
One
us
love,
up and live it up.
Para unity.
Love
see
you guys. Peace.